Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be talking about the gaming crash of 1977. But before we talk about that, let's just talk about gaming in the 70s. In a way, it was somewhat being born with the first console being released in that decade being the Magnavox Odyssey. Now, it was a simple game console. It didn't really come with too many games. You had to use screen overlays to play certain games. It was weird. And then I'd say the second main console that released in the 70s was the Fairchild Channel F. Now, this was a weird system. I think it's the first cartridge-based system out there. It played simple games like hockey, soccer, all your basic sports games, that this coloring type thing. The Fairchild Channel F was a weird system, and it's actually something I want to collect for one day. Now, another main system that released in the 70s was the Atari 2600. This was, I'd say, the most popular system during the second generation. It played most 8-bit games like E.T. or Pac-Man, stuff like that. But the reason I mention those consoles is because those were the consoles you had to look forward to during the 70s. Those were the primary systems you had to look forward to. They played all the basic games, Pong, Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, whatever. They basically played popular games that were released in the 70s. But besides those consoles, all you really had gaming-wise was Pong clones. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that. My apologies, but every company out there made a Pong consoles, from Sears to Magnavox to Atari. Everybody had a Pong system. Now, I'd say in the 70s, you either had those consoles, or you had a Pong console, or you had to go to the arcade. Now, I'd say the 70s in general for gaming is when it was still sort of being born, you know? The Magnavox Odyssey was the first game console overall, and it was a time for experimenting gaming-wise. For example, when it comes to Pong consoles, every company made a Pong console, from Sears to Magnavox to Atari. Basically, every electronics company back in the 70s had a Pong console. It was absolutely crazy. But you don't need to hear this from me. Let Angry Video Game Nerd tell you.
Pong. A simple word, a simple idea. It's just Pong. It was one of the first video arcades from 1972. A simple screen mounted inside what looked like a carved tree stump. You could call this the wooden age of video games, when everything was made of wood and two people playing tennis looked like two glow sticks batting a square ball back and forth. Yeah, this was before circles were invented. In spite of its simplicity, it's a fun and addicting game, even to this day. I thought it was fun. Apparently people thought so too back then. That's why they made a home Pong console, so you can play it at home. And then there was another one, and 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 another one. There was like 9 million fucking Pong consoles.
Yeah, it must have been crazy back then. But to sort of describe a Pong console, just not as funny as AVGN, it's basically just a console that takes no cartridges. It has one built-in game. It's called Pong. It has different variants of Pong. And yeah, it must have been seriously fun in the 70s, but yeah, I'm just taking a guess. But of course, the market got overflowed of Pong consoles, and the crash of 1977 happened, where the market just crashed, and I'd say from there is when the Atari 2600 came in and changed everything. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. Now, if you made it this far into the video, I would like to give a big shout out to you. If you could please like, maybe subscribe. And if you're old enough, tell me some of your gaming memories from the 70s, even though I don't think most of the people watching this video are going to be old enough to even live through the 70s, but you know what I mean. Leave a comment down below, tell me what you think, and yeah, see you guys later. Peace.
Soul making, sound shaking, earth quaking, change. Sound shaking, earth quaking, change.
I can't wait to go back home and see my mom.